Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Several Cody Rhodes references on this week's WWE Raw. On this week's Raw, WWE made several Cody Rhodes references to begin teasing the reported return of the former Intercontinental Champion. During the Miz TV segment, The Miz mentioned how he had found, quote, a very dashing tag team partner for his WrestleMania 38 match against Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Quote, I have found a new tag partner going into WrestleMania, The Miz said. Someone I can relate to, someone I can trust, someone from a fighting family. He is very dashing, someone who is an athlete and a celebrity. As noted, Logan Paul would be revealed as The Miz's partner. Later on Raw, Edge essentially called out the entire WWE locker room to step up to the challenge of facing him at the Showcase of the Immortals. In the process, Edge would make references to AJ Styles, United States Champion Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, and Finn Balor. Cody Rhodes did not travel with the WWE crew to Saudi Arabia for last Saturday's Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. However, he was spotted in Florida over the weekend and is expected to begin shooting content for his imminent WWE comeback. Brock Lesnar to defend the WWE title at Madison Square Garden. New WWE Champion Brock Lesnar is set to defend his title at the world's most famous arena next month. Last night's post-Elimination Chamber edition of Raw opened up with Lesnar coming to the ring to celebrate his WWE title win from Saturday's Chamber event in Saudi Arabia. He was quickly interrupted by Paul Heyman for a back-and-forth promo segment. Heyman announced that he went to higher-ups and it was decided that Lesnar will defend the WWE title at the WWE live event from Madison Square Garden in New York City on Saturday, March 5th. Heyman announced that Lesnar will be defending the title against former champion Bobby Lashley. As we've noted, Lashley was in Birmingham, Alabama to meet with WWE doctors about his shoulder. It's been reported that he's expected to miss around 4 months due to shoulder surgery, but that is still not official. WWE is blaming Lashley's absence on a potential concussion. The storyline is that Lashley suffered the concussion on Saturday in the Elimination Chamber when Seth Rollins launched Austin Theory through Lashley's pod with a buckle bomb. That's why Lashley was pulled from the chamber, which led to new WWE Champion being crowned in Lesnar. It was later reported that Lashley has had a shoulder injury since the Royal Rumble win over Lesnar and he needs surgery. WWE noted on last night's Raw that Lashley's status depends on what is determined while he's under concussion protocols. There is no word on who Lesnar will defend against if Lashley is unable to compete, but Madison Square Garden also has Lashley vs. Lesnar advertised. The MSG website has had Lashley vs. Lesnar advertised for around 2 weeks now. Edge issues open challenge, updated WrestleMania 38 card. WWE Hall of Famer Edge has issued an open challenge for WrestleMania 38. Last night's Raw saw Edge make his first appearance since teaming with his wife, WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix, to defeat The Miz and Maurice at the Royal Rumble last month. Edge then cut a promo on his WrestleMania history and laid down a challenge for WrestleMania 38. There's speculation on Edge vs. AJ Styles taking place at WrestleMania due to a reference Edge made to how the fans make him feel phenomenal, which included Edge raising his eyebrow to the camera when he delivered the line. Edge also made apparent references to Finn Balor, Demon, WWE United States Champion Damian Priest, Live Forever, and Cody Rhodes, Undeniable, Smoke and Mirrors. WWE WrestleMania 38 will take place on Saturday, April 2nd and Sunday, April 3rd from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Here is an updated card coming out of last night's Raw. Announced matches: winner takes all match, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar vs Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair vs Becky Lynch. SmackDown Women's Championship match, Ronda Rousey vs Charlotte Flair. The Miz and Logan Paul vs Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. WWE Hall of Famer Edge's Open Challenge. Rumored or expected matches: a WWE Intercontinental Championship match, Johnny Knoxville vs Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre vs Happy Corbin, and Kevin Owens vs WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bobby Lashley notes following WWE Elimination Chamber injury angle. Bobby Lashley reportedly underwent testing on his shoulder yesterday. Lashley is currently in Birmingham, Alabama to visit with WWE doctors, according to PW Insider. Lashley is getting his shoulder checked out by doctors at Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. There's no word yet on what the doctors found, but we will keep you updated. We should know more on what happened with the doctors later this week. As noted, Lashley was pulled from the WWE Elimination Chamber main event on Saturday as they did an injury angle that saw Seth Rollins throw Austin Theory into Lashley's pod with a buckle bomb. Lashley was removed from the match, which led to Brock Lesnar winning the match to become the new WWE Champion. It was then reported on Sunday by former WWE writer Kazim Fumade that Lashley has been dealing with a shoulder injury since the Royal Rumble match with Lesnar, and that he's expected to be out for 4 months due to shoulder surgery, likely keeping him off the WrestleMania 38 card. WWE announced after Elimination Chamber on Saturday that Lashley had entered concussion protocol and was traveling back from Saudi Arabia to the United States under medical supervision to undergo additional evaluation. The concussion appears to be just part of the storyline, as Lashley is really dealing with a shoulder injury. Lashley has been quiet since the injury angle in Saudi Arabia on Saturday. He took to Twitter and Instagram to post a photo from the Elimination Chamber event and simply wrote ... Logan Paul returns to WWE Raw for WrestleMania 38 feud. Logan Paul is going to WrestleMania 38. Last night's WWE Raw saw The Miz host another must-see episode of Miz TV, ranting about how Dominic Mysterio helped Rey Mysterio defeat him on the WWE Elimination Chamber kickoff pre-show this past Saturday. Miz was then confronted by the Mysterios in the ring. They had a back and forth on the mic until Miz proposed that he and his new tag team partner take on Rey and Dominic at WrestleMania 38. The Miz then introduced his new tag team partner, and out came Paul to mostly boos. Paul hit the ring and gave The Miz a chest bump. He then took the mic and said he meant no disrespect to Rey, and he is a WWE legend, but he has bigger Paul toys than Rey. Dominic took the mic and said if this jackass Paul is The Miz's new tag team partner, then the Mysterios accept. The Miz and Paul immediately attacked Rey and Dominic, beating them down and throwing them into the ring posts. The Miz dropped Rey with a skull-crushing finale, then shoved Dominic into Paul so he could drop the younger Mysterio with a skull-crushing finale of his own. Paul made a few WWE SmackDown appearances in the last year and accompanied Sami Zayn to the ring for his WrestleMania 37 loss to Kevin Owens, but also took a stunner from Owens at the show. He later worked the September 3rd SmackDown for an angle with Owens and Happy Baron Corbin. Paul also appeared on the August 23rd Raw last year for an angle that led to The Miz attacking his former tag team partner, former WWE superstar John Morrison. Finn Balor returns to WWE Raw to team with Tommaso Ciampa. Finn Balor returned to action on last night's WWE Raw. Last night's edition of Raw saw WWE NXT superstar Tommaso Ciampa return to the Red brand to continue his feud with Dolph Ziggler. Ciampa brought back Finn Balor for a tag team match against Ziggler and Robert Roode. The match ended with Ciampa pinning Roode for the victory. This was Balor's first match since losing to Austin Theory on the January 17 edition of Raw. It was noted on commentary that the beatdown Balor took that night has kept him out of the ring until now. Ciampa has worked several main roster matches over the years, including his Raw debut on February 18, 2019, as he and Johnny Gargano defeated The Revival, also known now as FTR. He has worked 3 WWE main event episodes since January 13 and has 2 victories over T-Bar and 1 win over Akira Tozawa. There is no word on what WWE has planned for Balor after this, but he noted in a pre-match interview that he was looking to start the road to WrestleMania 38 with Ciampa at his side. As noted, this week's NXT 2.0 episode will be headlined by Ciampa vs Ziggler to determine the new #1 contender to NXT champion Bron Breakker. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.